Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while since I've introduced myself, so I'll quickly just do that before I get into the video. But I am a mom of two. I have two young girls. One is 15 months and the other is 3 years old. And I've been on mat leave this whole time. I'm in Canada, so we get super long mat leaves, up to 18 months. So I'll be going back to work soon, and my daughters are actually starting to transition into daycare starting to tomorrow, September 1, which is crazy. I'm kind of nervous for my younger one because she's like such a COVID baby. You know, we really try to stay away from other people, so I feel like she hasn't seen as many people. She's not as socialized, so I feel like the transition's going to be tough. But anyways, yeah, so I work in the telecom industry. My background is actually in accounting. And I have an Etsy shop that I started over my mat leave just because I've loved planners forever. I've always created inserts for myself, and I thought, you know, why not just share it and see if people like it? And I'm so grateful for all of your support. Yeah, so let's get into the video. So I thought I would flip you guys through some of my planner spreads, my August planner spreads, since like I said, tomorrow is September 1, and yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so starting with the cover, this is just the freebie that I release every month. You can get it through my Instagram or my Facebook group, and I just cut it with like the little tab. I showed this on an Instagram reel, so you can follow me there at Mommy Plans if you don't already. And I was showing you how to do this. It's super easy. But yeah, so I just printed it on cardstock, cut that out, and I really like how it looks on this cardstock. This is 65-pound cardstock from Michaels. I think it's Michaels. It's the Nostalgia pack. I'll try to link it down below if I can find it. So the first week of August, I tried this week on 2 spread, and I love week on 2 spreads or weeklies, and that was like my primary way of planning, was using weeklies. And this is one that I never actually released on my Etsy shop, but I mean, if you're interested, you could let me know. It's very similar to my week on 2 with the trackers that you guys have seen. Yeah, so I was just trying this spread out, and as you can see, I didn't really use as much of it as I thought I would. So yeah, I tried it for 2 weeks. You know, the first week is kind of touch and go. Second week, you can see I did kind of use it a lot more. The bottom sections I kept, you know, undated or whatever, because I was going to try to use these either as categorized to-do lists or an extension of the day, like if I had to-dos related to that day but not time specific, is how I envisioned using it. And it did work out. It worked out well for me. But I don't know, after this, you guys, if you guys have seen my other videos, I really got into GTD, and my GTD monthly, weekly, and daily bundle came out, and I was using that a lot. I love that bundle. So then I got into the bundle. So if you guys aren't familiar with the GTD system, I'll link it over here, but I have a video just, you know, talking about a quick overview of what GTD is and how I've implemented it in my planner. It's a system developed by David Allen, and after I read the audiobook, which actually I got for free off of Audible, it's called Audible, right? Yeah, I just listened to it while, you know, sometimes when I was going for a walk with my kids, and it was amazing. And you can get a free trial, and you get 2 free credits, and you can cancel like right after you're done. It was easy to cancel. There's nothing like, you know, like tricky about it or whatever, or trying to like scam you. And I got it through Amazon, I think. So I can link that down below as well. If you guys are interested, you can sign up, get the 2 free credits, use it on the book, and then just cancel it. But yeah, so I listened to the book and just loved it. And I originally developed like some planner lists, some GTD lists, master lists that I kept in the front, but I didn't really have anything that incorporated it into like my monthly, weekly, daily planning. And so I created this bundle. And so here is kind of the week. It just has a small weekly on the flap, and I would use this to put in mostly major events or appointments that I had. And then it starts with the dailies. so this worked out really well. I'm loving these daily layouts. And it's funny because like I said, I've always used weeklies as my main planning. But then I started using these dailies, and like now I can't stop daily planning, even though you'd think that like my days are pretty similar because I've been at home with my girls and then it's the same thing every day basically. But I don't know, I kind of love it now. Just because I find like, I think the reason is because like day to day, sometimes things change, even things like just like meals, like you end up having leftovers. So the next day, like the meals that you planned look a little bit different, or the girls like wake up at a different time, or I don't know, just random things like that just kind of change day to day, I find. And so now like I love daily planning. So yeah, so then I started into these, and I just open the flap and I keep them within here. And I like the week on the flap here because sometimes when I'm doing daily stuff, I'll refer to the weekly like that. So I was using that, and I like the 3 little sections here. Sometimes I use it to highlight something like our anniversary, and then usually I just put meals. I usually only plan lunch and dinner, and so the top one is usually blank, and I'll just put something else, whatever is a major event happening that day. Down here I've been adding some notes. I'm going through a major renovation. Yeah, and I love like a schedule. I have to have a schedule now. I don't know why. Like I said, my days are the exact same, but something about a schedule, I just need it. And I like to put in like tasks that I want to do at a specific time. So for example, like in the morning, I want to prep my lunch, like then I want to have it at that time. That way, when I look at my planner, I can quickly scan and be like, oh, it's 7 o'clock. What should I be doing? And then for my major tasks that aren't like time specific, I prefer it out here in like the task column. So that's like 1 week, and this is like the end of the week. And I didn't fill this out, but normally I'd kind of do a little weekly review. You can add any inbox items, projects, someday maybe, and references. So I would normally use this as like, these are the items that were kind of outstanding this week. And if I don't think I'm going to do it the next week, then I would just move that over to my master GTD lists and keep track of it that way. So then it started my next week. Oh, I didn't show you on this side of the flap. So on this side was like the week like that. And on this side is like the next actions for that week. So I would transfer things from, my master list that I thought were going to happen in that week over here onto the flap. And on the bottom, I put waiting on, which is like packages or whatever things that I was expecting to get in that week. If that makes sense. There's some more of my dailies. And yeah, that's basically it. I guess it seems kind of short, when I flip through it. It's so fast, but it takes us to August 31. And these are planner cards that I gave away as a freebie for those who joined my mailing list by a certain date. It was an exclusive freebie, and I do plan to put these in my shop at some point. I just keep forgetting to do that. But I have my mailing list link below as well if you guys want to join that for exclusive freebies in the future. And I kind of prepped a little bit for September 1 here, and then that's just the start of the next month. Oh, I can show you my monthly overview too. That's what the monthly looks like as part of the bundle. And I filled it out for September. But yeah, so this bundle's been really working out well for me because I'm just loving GTD at the moment. And I can't see myself, not using it. So for sure in 2022, as I think about my planner system for next year, I will for sure be using GTD. But if you've seen my other videos and you followed along, on my Facebook, on my Instagram and whatnot, you've seen that like I have switched so many planners throughout the year. I was in rings for a long time. I've tried TNs in the past, and yeah, like I feel like when planning is your hobby, when planning is your hobby, like I don't know, you just want to try different things, right? But what I found after I moved into discs, and I had given discs a try as well. a long time ago, and I did like it, but you know what I didn't like was that I found the discs too sticky, and I think maybe it was because I hadn't filled it like enough, like it wasn't chunky enough, because now I don't even notice it. And somebody did mention when I was like, oh, last time I didn't like it, it's because the discs are sticky, like it's hard to turn pages. They said you need to like fill it up more, like when it's, you know, not enough pages, it's very sticky. And yeah, so I don't know if it's that or I'm just getting used to it or what, but I'm really loving discs. And I think the main reason I like it is because most of the time I just use the planner like this. And like for a long time I flip-flop between like wanting notebooks and wanting rings, because I want to be able to interchange things, because like, you know, like I did in August, like I tried different spreads, right? And notebooks for sure doesn't work for me in that sense, in that like I would never finish a notebook because I would always want to be changing. And so I can't just like, you know, Bujo or whatever. And then rings, I liked because you could change it. But I don't know what it was about the rings. I think it's just a bit bulky. And I just felt like this has kind of been the perfect middle ground, because it feels like a notebook, but I can still change things up. Like I don't have to carry the whole leather cover if I don't want to. And yeah, it's still interchangeable. So my plan right now is definitely I will be sticking in discs for next year. So this is going to be my main planner for next year. And you know, I wasn't planning really to talk about 2022, but I guess it's all mingled together. I might as well. Let me just grab my plan for 2022. Okay, so for those of you guys who also know, I use an on-the-go planner, which is my Hobonichi weeks, that I use also as my pre-planner. So I pre-plan for future dates or whatever in here, and I also write like random notes on the go. I like that it has the back pocket to put in some cash or whatever. And so I've been using that, and I really, really love this size just because it's slim, it's easy to like, you know, put in things. And yeah, I had used a pocket before, and I just found like pocket rings, and the ones that I had was the Moterm 30mm, the Luxe or whatever, and it was just too thick, and I never carry anything like a proper purse these days, so I needed something slim, and this worked out really well. For 2022, I'm thinking I might try going a little bit smaller even, just because sometimes this is a little bit big, and then also, like I said, I always have to do some sort of change. It's absolutely awful. So I decided that I'm going to try the Passport Traveler's Notebook, just because I think it's the same width. Again, I got the Moterm one. I'll show you guys when I get it, but it's the same width, but it's just shorter. And I didn't get the companion style, you know, that big leather one. I just got one of those more simpler, thinner ones with the elastic. So I'm going to try that and just see how it goes. And I'll probably still be doing my plan is to continue to do my pre-planning in that, plus like a little notebook, but we'll see. So I was using that. And then, you guys know, I was also kind of planning for the week. This was super redundant, okay? I was also planning for the week, like in here, and then for my dailies, and I was transferring it over here to these dailies. And it was so redundant. It was definitely redundant. Like I would put the, you know, events and appointments there based on the weekly that I had planned. I don't know. It was kind of silly. I don't know why I did that. But it's because I got this planner. I didn't want to waste it. I don't know. I kind of like laid things out for me. I started to get a little messy in here. I could be a little bit neater in those pages. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Okay. I just don't know. But I don't think I'm going to get a Hobonichi for next year. I know the release date is, you know, tomorrow or whatever, but I decided I'm not going to get one for next year, because I was originally thinking that maybe I'd get an actual Hobonichi weeks for next year, but of course, you guys know me, got to change it up. Okay, anyways, so jumped around a little bit, But as you can see, I kind of used 3 planners this year, but next year I definitely don't need like this type of extra planner, obviously. So I'm going to do 2, and it's going to be 1 on the go and 1 is going to be the main planner, my I'm sticking in the mini HP. And I'm going to keep basically most of my sections that I have now, except I used to have a work tab in my current actually, and I just don't think it's necessary. Like I put some of my shop stuff in there, and I was thinking that I would put in like when I go back to work, but I just don't think it's necessary, and I think I like everything combined together. So the sections that I'm going to do for next year in my mini HP, I'm going to do the GTD sections that you saw here. You know, if you've seen my other videos, you guys have seen this. So you know the various GTD sections. So I definitely want this tab and these sections. The second one is going to be like major projects that I'm working on. So the same as current, what I have now. So my reno, obviously, and my website will be something I'm working on in 2022. So those are going to be the current projects I'm working on. And then in the third one is going to be my agenda or schedule. So it's going to have my monthlies, weeklies, and dailies. And I like them together, set up like the way that I have now, where I have like the monthly on the front and then the weekly and dailies, kind of like the GTD bundle that I'm using, but I'm going to refine it a little bit and actually make it a little bit more general, just in case people who don't use GTD are interested. So the layout that I kind of had in mind was I'm going to have the month on one page, and it's going to have the title here, obviously, and then, you know, the little calendar and some lines below if you need to write anything. And it's going to be, so if you imagine what side it's going to be on, it's going to be on the left page. So you would have the month on here. Imagine if that's your insert. And then the weekly, I'm going to then have a week on one page, and it's going to be split with the months on the left, the weekday, the days of the week on the left. And then it's going to be 2 columns. So it's going to be like a categorized weekly here. So I was thinking I would put like appointments and stuff on one side, maybe personal items, and then work items for that week on this, and it would just be like an overview, right? And then on the side here, I would have tasks that are weekly tasks. And then below here, a little goals section. I never made goals, and I just wasn't somebody that was like into physically writing and making goals. I'd kind of have a goal in my head, but just like never really formally write it down. And I do kind of want to focus on that a little bit in the coming year. I'm not going to do anything major, but just something small where I'll have like quarterly goals set for me, and then maybe I'll try to implement that into the weekly. So I'll have a little section for goals, and I'm not going to write goals here, guys, in my insert for those of you who do follow my shop. I'll probably just leave this as, you know, those task type columns, and then maybe for the goal section it'll just be a little grid, so I can use it for goals, but you guys can use it for whatever if you're interested. And then I think I'll do a little tracker at the bottom, and depending on how big that is, I might do some more grid on here, like pull this down, or if it's too long, I'll just use the whole space for tracker. That's what I'm thinking for the week on one page. And how it would be is you'd have your monthly on this side on the left, then you would flip it, and the week would be on this side, the week on one page, and then it would start your daily, and then it would be a day on one page here. So then you could imagine, then you have another daily and another daily, etc., and then you would have like a package like that, right? And then the only thing I'm trying to think is then afterwards, obviously you don't need to print the monthly again. You would just continue with another weekly, daily, weekly, daily. Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe so. I hope so. Okay. And on the dailies, now that I love dailies, again, I'm going to have now a schedule on this side, similar to the dailies that I have now, is the daily schedule 4 a.m. to 12 a.m. on the left, tasks on the side, on this side, and then I'm just gonna have an open grid section here and a little boxed area here for memories. So that's the other thing that I haven't been keeping up with is I do have a separate memory planner. And I just find it too hard to like go to that planner. Sometimes it's like in the shelf. Sometimes I'm not in my room, so like can't easily access it. So I'm just gonna try to fill everything into one planner as best as I can. And so I think a daily page with a little section just for like a quick memory of the day will really help. Like right now I've been just putting it on my phone, and then like I have so many memory items, but like I haven't been transferring it over to my actual memory planner. Yeah, so that's what my plan is there. And you obviously, if you guys are interested, you could do whatever you want there, right? So that's what I'm thinking for the schedule section. Then I'll have my daughter's section, which I have right now, and the subsections within there are school / daycare, health, and then some random lists, and then another miscellaneous. So school is their daycare, like I said. Health is just like tracking if they have any symptoms, and especially with like, the winter coming up, fall, whatever, winter, cold season's gonna come up, and I just want to track that. Then lists like to buy items or just things that might want to get for them in the future. And then others, just whatever, random reference items or whatever. And then I usually always just like keep a miscellaneous section just in case there's other things that I want to tuck in there that don't fit in the other sections. So that's the plan for the main planner, my mini HP. And then for my on-the-go Passport TN, so all of my inserts on this side are undated, but I do like to pre-plan. And, I haven't decided if I want to try to pre-plan in some like general month on 2 pages. So, like the one that I have that I just showed you guys for September. Like, I don't know if I want to like print 12 of these and pre-plan in here, or if I want to do weeklies. I've historically never pre-planned in here because I just find these grids like just not enough space, especially if it's like a to task or to do item. I just need more space. But now that I use my super tiny grid, the 2.5 millimeter grid, I find that I can fit so much more. So I'm thinking maybe I should try to revisit this, and it might work, right? So if I do monthly and pre-plan in monthlies, I'm gonna just do it in here. If I don't, I'm kind of using September as a trial. If I don't pre-plan in there, then I will use dated weeklies, I think, back to dated weeklies, and put them in my Passport TN, and have like a Passport TN booklet, a dated weeklies, a booklet, and a notes booklet. And then I'll have, one of those zipper pouches just to keep receipts and random stuff. So it won't be too much in the Passport TN. And that's why I got the thin one, because I want to keep it slim. I want to keep most of my stuff in here. The one thing I forgot to mention is that for work, like general notes and stuff at work, I am going to use a B6 Stalogy, and that's not really going to be like planning per se, because for work, most of the time, like obviously my appointments and all that stuff, meetings, is on my calendar, my work calendar, and it would just be insane for me to try to copy that into, a hard copy form. A paper planner, because like they change throughout the day. I have so many meetings, it would never work. What I do need though is like a booklet to write meeting notes and stuff like that. I do find that I'm more on top of things when I write it down instead of just like writing everything on the computer, especially like, action items coming out of meetings. Yeah, so that's my current plan. For next year. This kind of turned into a combo video. I was expecting just to kind of talk about 2021 and how it's been working out so far, but that's fine. We're all thinking about 2022 anyways. So that's my current plan. It may or may not change. I'll give you guys an update, especially when I set everything up and I receive my Passport TN. I'll definitely do an unboxing of it and show you guys. But yeah, are you guys thinking about 2022 yet? And what's your systems? I'd love hearing about what your plans are, so I can be influenced to do what you guys do. It's a hobby. It's okay. It's a hobby. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please consider subscribing. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm thinking about doing something a little bit different next time. I purchased a bunch of cosmetic stuff like wellness, skincare, you know, stuff for me that I need to unbox. I don't know really how it fits with the planner world, so I haven't decided if I want to do it. But the other thing I want to do is like I want to track all of my makeup and skincare products, because I do reorder them, and like Sephora sale, for those of you who follow, is coming up. And I just want to know what I need to buy and the shades that I need to buy it in. So I will come up with some sort of like inserts to do that as well. So maybe I'll kind of combine that with the haul video. I don't know, just a thought. Let me know. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.